All right, guys, what is up? I'm back. What is up, everyone? This is kind of a big deal. I'm going live, but I'm doing this in English only, right? So, 한국분들 계시면 제가 또 다시 사과하겠습니다. 죄송합니다. 오늘은 방송 영어로 할게요. So, I'm gonna do the broadcast in English only. Normally, I do this in English and Korean, but today I'm gonna do it in English only. I've been doing these broadcasts for a long time, but I've done them in Korean, right? And then I do like a live translate at the same time into English. And it does get burdensome at times. So today, just wanted to try something new out, English only. Just gonna go over some stuff that I saw and did, and then hang out on crypto Twitter. This is what I like to do these days, hanging out on crypto Twitter. So first thing I want to talk about is a project that I've been super into, Pyth. I uploaded a new video for the Korean investors, telling them about Pyth and what it was, and it's ranked number one. It's the number one fastest debuting video. So I guess there's a lot of Korean people watching it, or other people, I don't know, but it's already ranked one, right, in terms of video views. So I guess there's a lot of interest from the viewers of my channel in Pyth. So if you're new to Solana, it's a DeFi oracle. Look into them. They've got some crazy partnerships. I have no idea what's going to happen with these guys in the future, but I'm pretty sure these guys are going to blow up. It's going to be one of the most insane projects ever, for sure. 100%. Pyth, these guys are going to blow up. Obviously, I'm going to be shilling Pyth because it is a project that I'm interested in personally, right? So obviously, I talk about projects that I'm interested in personally the most on my channel, right? So you can see like the kinds of videos that I upload, like the ones that I upload, more frequently about, those are the ones that I'm actually interested in personally, right? So things like Solrise, and those kinds of projects, right? But yeah, Pyth, these dudes are crazy, right? But if you're gonna watch this video later, obviously you probably know what Pyth is already, right? But this is kind of directed toward the people who are new to Solana, or the people who are gonna be like watching this next month, or like 6 months from now when Solana blows up, and then they start hearing about Pyth, and then they YouTube it, and then they see this random Korean guy in Seoul talking about it. Now you guys know what it is. It's a DeFi oracle. Look into them, right? They're doing some crazy stuff. Oh yeah, the thing with the FTX partnership, right? That was yesterday, right? Yeah, July 2nd, right? So this was big too. I mean, this is kind of inevitable though, right? So doesn't surprise me like at all that SBF is in on this now, right? So I wonder what kind of things Pyth and FTX are going to be doing. That should be interesting too. Yeah. So anyways, enough about Pyth. Oh, if the Pyth devs are watching this, or they watch this later, I want to be the first person in Korea to cop some Pyth swag. So hook me up with some Pyth swag, man. I'm gonna be shilling you guys like crazy, like just like I've been shilling Solrise like crazy. Solrise, I love all the Solrise people, all the devs there, right? Vidor. I'm gonna talk about Vidor in a second because I've got some secret insiders, secret stuff. I mean, it's not really secret stuff, but it's kind of secret stuff. So I'm gonna tell you something that I heard today about Mr. Vidor. But yeah, I mean, Pyth, hook me up with some Soul swag, man. I want like some hoodies and some t-shirts or whatever, man. Hook me up. So that's Pyth. And then obviously the Solrise thing, everyone's kind of just hanging out, waiting for this, the Radium and then the FTX IDOs, right? So I guess people are going to be buying some Solrise, including myself. So far, the only projects that I've actually bought invested in myself are Solana. Obviously, I have a Solana bag. I did have an FTT bag, and then I sold it a while, like I think it was like last week or something, when the market recovered a little, just to have some liquidity. But other than that, I only have Solana right now, right? So I'm gonna buy Solrise. So this is the first, other than FTT, this is the first Solana project that I'm personally investing in, right? And related to the Solrise thing, Mr. Vidor, I followed you today because a bird told me that you're super into Soul Swag. And so I asked you for some Soul Swag on Twitter because I want to get some Solrise swag, right? Sorry, I said Soul Swag. I keep on saying Soul Swag. I want to get some Solrise swag, man. So hook me up, right? Right here. This is what I want to see. I want to see a Solrise Finance shirt being shipped to Korea at this very moment. Make it happen, Vidor. So that's the secret stuff. A bird told me that Vidor has some Solrise swag. So bother him on Twitter about it. Maybe he'll hook you up. Tell him that Seoul'sGotSOL led you told you about it, right? And then he'll be like, oh, this guy he's getting some followers from me, right? Yeah. So bug Vidor for Solrise swag. That's the insider scoop. That's the secret stuff. That's the Solrise secret stuff, right? If you bug him here, I don't know. He might get you some Solrise swag, right? Yeah. So that's Solrise. Oh, and there's one more thing that I wanted to talk about before I hang out on crypto Twitter. The last thing that I wanted to talk about was one interesting thing that I have planned for myself and what I want to do with my channel. So obviously, if you've seen my videos, you know that I live in Gangnam. Everyone knows the song Gangnam Style, right? So you know what Gangnam Style is. The Korean singer Psy. He had that viral video called Gangnam Style a while back, right? But this is my neighbor. Obviously, everything here is in Korean, right? Because I live in Seoul. But this is it's a website called Naver. It's kind of like Korean Google. And on Naver, there's a Maps app. Just like there's Google Maps, there's Naver Maps. So when you go to Naver Maps, this is what you see. Everything's like that I could do to promote my channel, but also help on a community. And I know Pixel or Dude, right? Dude, if you're new to Solana, by the way, there's this guy named Dude who's he's like Jesus Christ. He just sacrifices himself for the community. I don't know why he does it, but I think he loves the community. So he's like the Jesus Christ of Solana, and he hooks everyone up with some cool drawings and stuff like that, right? But he recently he got the Squid Award, and it was the inaugural Squid Award. So check out the Solana Twitter. You'll see something about like a Squid Award. The Squid Award is a community award, and Solana just started it, and they gave it to Dude. So he was the first recipient, and the reason they gave it to him is he was doing so much like free stuff to help out everyone in the Solana community. He was making pixel dudes, these kind of like NFT little drawings of like these little mini avatars for people in Solana. So that's why you see Anatoly and Raj, they have those pixel dudes in their Twitter pictures, right? They're like little tiny pixel avatars that Dude made for them, right? So he got $6,000 for it because the Squid prize or the Squid Award was $6,000. So he got paid handsomely for it. So obviously I was a little inspired by him. But also, you know, I just like Solana and I want to promote it in Korea. So it's kind of killing two birds with one stone. I checked on Naver Maps and I found this place in Seoul, which is pretty close to my house, called Chicago Garage. And it's kind of like a detailing shop. And I think I'm gonna print out some. I'm gonna put in an order for some Solana car decals or car stickers, and then I'm gonna like put the Solana car decals on my Porsche. So I drive a Porsche Cayman. So I'm gonna put it on my Porsche, and I'm going to just cruise the streets of Seoul in a Soulmobile, just like that Binance Camaro, right? I don't know if anyone saw that Binance Camaro. That was awesome, but I want to put a Solana decal on my Porsche and then drive it around, and then I'm gonna take a picture of it, obviously, and put it on my Twitter when it's all finished, and I'm gonna tweet Raj and Anatoly and dude whoever, right, and tell them that Souls got soul literally. Souls got soul literally, right? So I'm gonna try to do something with these guys, maybe promote them on my channel too, right? If they cut a deal with me, and then do a giveaway. Obviously, there's going to be a giveaway involved, right? So maybe some cool Solana car decals or stickers, and give out some to people for free. That way they can put the Solana logo on their cars, right? Yeah, that's what I have planned. So I hopefully it'll work out. I'll be visiting these guys on Monday or Tuesday, and I already sent them the logos, the Solana logos, and the guy told me I had to recolor it. But I don't know. We'll see what they say. So that's what I planned for my channel, just to promote things with Seoul'sGotSOL and Solana, right? And that is pretty much it. That's all I wanted to say. Oh, I gotta talk about Shake Dude. I gotta talk about Shake Dude. Shake Dude. Shake Dude. I love you, dude. Just busting your balls. Shake Man, I don't know if you're gonna see this later too, but uh if I came off too strong and I came off salty, I apologize, my man. We're both Solana YouTubers, right? So we got to help each other. So I'm all for you, man. I followed you on Twitter, man. I followed you on Twitter, right? And you're on here again, and I'm showing your TikTok. What is this? I'll put your TikTok video on my stream. Let's see what this is about. Talking about inflation. Oh, so Shake Dude, you're kind of like you're promoting like the stuff on TikTok more than you are on YouTube, I guess, right? Because you have this tweet, you have this pinned. Oh yeah, congrats on the dude NFT or this thing, right? That's pretty cool. Going live on Twitch, YouTube. Oh, this is what he was gonna do. Hey, I liked you, man. Or I like this tweet here. Trust me, no hard feelings. I love you, dude. All right. Shake Dude, we're cool. This beef just got squashed. If there ever was a beef. If there ever was a beef. What is going on in Solana? Oh. Definitely, dude. Definitely. Oh yeah, Raj tweeted this too. This was crazy too. Joke's on you. Blade Runner Apocalypse. I Am Legend Hellscape is exactly the vibe I've always wanted for San Fran. Finally, a little peace and quiet. Ayatollah and I are staying. I don't know if Raj is serious about this though. Raj, Raj, I don't know if you know anything about me, man, but I'm gonna tell you a little bit about myself, man. I left. When did I leave America? Dude, I left the States like in 2010, bro. And the things that I've been hearing like about San Francisco from friends back home, I heard it's not a very nice place anymore, dude. So I mean, more power to you if you and Anatoly are gonna, stay in San Francisco. But I heard there's like this huge drug problem going on there now, and there's like homeless people shitting on the streets and stuff. So yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know if I can handle that, dude. I live in Seoul, so the streets. There's no one shitting in the streets in Seoul, Raj. Maybe you should relocate the Solana headquarters to Seoul, right? Because look, Raj. I got to show you this, Raj. If you see this later, right? What does this say here, Raj? Soul's got soul. I rest my case, right? You should move the Solana headquarters to Seoul, right? It would be amazing, right, if you did that. No people shitting on the streets. There's no people throwing needles around on the ground everywhere. Consider it, Raj. We love you over here. I wonder if Vitor got the message. Oh, this was huge too. I just saw this like an hour ago. Solanians posted this crazy picture. I remember Replay. What's up, Replay? Replay. I know you're Korean, but I promise to do this broadcast in English only. So I'll be replying to you. I'll say hi to Replay, but I'm gonna say it in English, right? So, Replay. I know you're regular and you come to these live broadcasts a lot. Hopefully you can understand a little bit of English, right? But yeah. But yeah, back to this crazy map here. I remember when I started this channel like back in April. When I started this channel back in April, I saw on Solana Beach. I think it was on Solana Beach. There was a map on Solana Beach that had all the Solana validators, and the only Solana validators in Asia, they were down in Southeast Asia. They were down in Southeast Asia. So I remember they were all like around here, like all the Asian validators were like in this area, in the Southeast Asia area. But I saw this. This is there's a Korean validator in Korea now. That's crazy. And I don't know what it is. I don't know if they're doing this. I wonder who's, I think it's ROK Capital who's behind this. It might be ROK Capital. It might be D-Spread. I think maybe Solana gave them funds to run a validator node in South Korea to help with the connections, or this, I don't know, like to help, help the Korean, whatever servers or whatever is going on over here, right? But this is a first. This is a first, right? These validators, right? So there must be a lot of Solana activity going on in Korea. That's basically how I'm reading this new map, right? Which is a crazy development, right? Because it means, it's, to me, the way I read this map is, if there's more validators, it means Solana is being adopted in these places, right? So if Solana is being adopted in Korea, obviously I started this channel, several months ago in April, right? So there were no validators in Korea. Now you have a validator here, and you have this validator in Japan. If I remember correctly, I did not see a validator in Japan when I checked this map, and they have this validator in Beijing too. So they have validator in Beijing, and then they have these 3 validators in, I don't know which Chinese cities these are, right? This might be like Chengdu, or I don't know. I don't know where these cities in China are, but yeah, there's this validator in Korea now. That was crazy. Obviously, my audience is primarily a Korean audience, right? So I gotta tell this to my Korean viewers in my next live broadcast or something, or like I think I retweeted this. Yeah, I already retweeted this. So usually I retweet stories that I'm gonna cover in my live broadcast. So definitely I'm gonna be explaining this to the Korean Solana community, right? But because this is crazy. All right, it means Solana is being adopted in Korea, like I said, right? So huge stuff. I love to see all this Solana activity in Korea. If you have no idea what's going on in the Solana Korea community, I'll tell you a little bit about Solana Korea. To the people who don't know, right? To the people who have no idea what's going on in Korea. So basically, the deal with validators in China will be. Oh, Jinsel, I am so happy you are back, Jinsel. I remember you asked me a lot of questions about Solana coins. You asked me about Cope. Yeah, I remember. You asked me about Cope. You asked me about maybe it was Solanians and Soul Starter and Solanians, I think, or Solanium. Sorry, Solanium. I think you asked me about Solanium. But anyways, yeah, I just saw your thing. Validators in China will be closed soon, maybe, right? These guys, right? These guys, but who knows, right? Who knows? Who knows what's gonna happen to these guys, right? Sajin, Xi Jinping. Yeah. Who knows what that guy's gonna do? Who knows what that guy's gonna do, right? But yeah, this is huge. This is huge. Oh yeah, back to the thing that I was talking about. For the foreigners, right? For the foreigners who want to know exactly what's going on in Solana, Korea, I'll break it down for you. So if you're curious about what I'm doing on my YouTube channel and why I keep on uploading videos in Korean and tweeting so much. So I'm a Solana ambassador, which basically it's like Solana Korea basically chose me to be their YouTube guy. So I just upload videos in Korean and explain things for the Korean community, right? The Korean Solana community, right? So that's my role in Solana Korea. I'm just an ambassador, and I just take care of the YouTube stuff. So that's what I am. If you're wondering who I am, but Solana Korea in general, right? The larger Solana Korea deal. There's this group, and I'll show you who they are on my Twitter here, because guarantee most foreigners have no idea what's going on in Solana Korea right now. There's this group in Korea called D-Spread. So shout out to D-Spread. I'm gonna tell you guys, I'm giving you exposure to the foreigners who want to know what's going on in Solana Korea. D-Spread. So if you see this video later, Jason and all the other people, there you go. So D-Spread they're kind of like this blockchain like collective. So they're a group of all these people who are involved in crypto in Korea. And so Solana partnered up with D-Spread to spread the adoption, or to accelerate the adoption of Solana in Korea. So basically you can think of these guys, D-Spread, right? D-Spread as basically being essentially Solana Korea. So these dudes over here, right? These dudes are basically the equivalent of Solana Korea, right? And they have a bunch of other partners in Korea who they're involved with. There's guys like ROK Capital. So this is a Korean VC fund. So this is another big player in the Solana Korea community, right? In terms of the VC side of things, right? So these guys are you can see here in their Twitter, they're partnered with D-Spread team, aka Solana Korea. So this is Solana Korea. This is ROK Capital. They're partnered up with D-Spread, aka Solana Korea. So these are like the whales, the Korean whales, the VCs. These are the guys putting their money into Solana projects. They're partnered up with Solana Korea, aka D-Spread team. And there's this third player too, which is called Fact Block. And I think Fact Block is in charge of this thing called Korea Blockchain Week. They're in charge of this big like crypto conference in Seoul. I think they held it in Seoul last time, but they hold it in Korea, right? So Fact Block are the guys who are behind the Korea Blockchain Week thing. So ROK Capital, Fact Block, and D-Spread team. These are basically like the core of Solana Korea. And then the really original inner core of Solana Korea obviously is like I just said, D-Spread team, right? D-Spread team. They're like the true like core. So I put up a Korean video about ROK Capital because I heard last month that ROK Capital was gonna start investing in so they've invested in a lot of Solana projects. So these are the projects that they've involved in. So that they've gotten involved in, right? So Korean VCs are super involved in Solana projects. If you didn't know this, obviously, if you're a foreigner who watches this video later, there you go. Maybe you learned something about Solana Korea, right? Solana VCs or Korean VCs heavily involved in Solana, right? And I actually mentioned this. Oh man, so I gotta talk about Crypto Rover. I gotta talk about Crypto Rover. I gotta talk about Cryptos R Us George. I love you, George. I gotta talk about all those big name, heavy hitter crypto YouTubers. I was telling all of them on their live broadcasts like so many times that huge things are being planned and going on in Solana Korea, right? Huge things are going on in Solana Korea. And here we are several months later. You got Korean VCs who are heavily involved in Solana projects now. You've got a whole like 6-7 man Solana Korea ambassador team alone. So I'm part of the Solana Korea ambassador team, and we're just the ambassador team, and we still have like 6 to 7 guys on the team, right? So there's people who take care of our blogs, like our Korean blogs. There's a guy who takes care of the Korean community. We have a Korean developer, like we have our own in-house Solana Korean developer, and he's on the ambassador team. So we've got like a 6 to 7 man Solana Korea ambassador team alone, right? So imagine how many people D-Spread has, right? So D-Spread has their own team. ROK Capital probably has their own team, and then all these other guys here who are involved in Solana Korea, right? These dudes are all partnered up, right? So FactBlock, Cointelegraph, Solana Ecosystem Fund. I've been seeing a lot of things with Solana Ecosystem Fund too. These dudes, right? Solana Ecosystem Fund is partnered up with Solana Korea as well, right? So this is basically Solana Korea. Like what you're looking at here, this is Solana Korea. If you're a foreigner and you have no idea what's going on exactly in the Korean Solana scene, this is exactly what's going on, right? It's growing. It's growing. Solana Korea is growing, right? Yeah. So that's a little bit about Solana Korea, a little bit about me and exactly what I'm doing, bothering Vidor for Solrise swag. Hey, Vidor, I'm gonna keep on bugging you till I get some Solrise swag, man. I want some, man. I want some Solrise swag. I want to be the first dude on Twitter to post a picture, a selfie of himself wearing Solrise swag. I want some of that. Oh my God, no way, no way. This is so huge. This is crazy. Pyth just, oh man, that's so crazy. That's so crazy. Pyth responded to me in Hangul. Pyth team. Amazing. When did they learn Korean? Pipe team. Who taught you guys Hangul? If you're a foreigner, Hangul is the word for the Korean language, like the alphabet. Our Korean alphabet is called Hangul, but this guy wrote his reply in Korean. If you're wondering what Pipe Team wrote in Korean, they said when you read it in Korean, you read it 정말 고마워요, and when you translate that, it basically means thanks a lot, right? It means thanks a lot. So I don't know how they learned Korean, or maybe Pipe has someone on their team who's Korean, or maybe they just use Google Translate and then they use that. But that's crazy. Pipe Team, love you guys. Also, Ed is, if you are wondering about who's involved in the Python team, the devs on Python team, I think I'm like 99.99% sure Ed is involved in Python. I think he's one of the developers, or he's someone who's very close to Python, because he's basically tweeting and doing the same stuff as the Python Twitter, right? So I'm pretty sure he's a Python bigwig, right? So there he basically likes all the same things that Python likes, right? So pretty sure he's someone up there in Python. Blast this in every IMAX theater once theater. Hell yeah, brother. I'm glad you liked the video. Oh, Raj just tweeted again. Dude, you know what I noticed about Anatoly and Raj these days? I don't know if Anatoly and Raj are ever gonna watch this video, but Anatoly and Raj are the Solana CEOs. So if you're new to Solana and you have no idea, these dudes are the CEOs of Solana. They've been on a tear on Twitter. Like, they've been tweeting all weekend for like the past couple days. It's crazy. Decentralized VPN. Okay. I'm going to broadcast until 12:30 today, because I'm not seeing a lot of questions. So I'm just gonna hang out here for a little bit, and then at 12:30, which is in about 10 to like 15 minutes, I'll finish the broadcast. Just letting you guys know. Decentralized VPN project prototype. Community is open 3D printing. Didn't expect to see this on Solana 20. That's cool, man. The ABS we had was no good. Kept cracking as it fed and tried baking it. What is this? Looks like a USB hub. Boring protocol. What is this? Oh, is this automatic backup system? It might be automated backup system, actually. Now that I see this, might be a backup power. It's a power backup or whatever it is, right? Dang, this is really cool though. Boring protocol. You guys are branding like your own ABS devices now. That's so crazy. You guys are all over the place. Man, boring protocol. Those guys are, I think boring protocol. If you are new to Solana, by the way, boring protocol, I'm going to tell you guys a little bit about boring protocol. I have to tell you guys about these guys. These guys might be hustling the most out of all the Solana teams. Like, these guys hustle like crazy. They have like so many things that they're doing. It's a Web 3.0 program basically on Solana. It's a VPN, and it's a VPN that's built on Solana. So if you are wondering about what this little tiny icon here next to their Twitter is, it's a hole. Like, it's just a hole, right? So it's like they're boring a hole. They're making a hole, right? Just like a normal VPN does, right? A VPN is kind of like a path, right? So you see these little holes here. That's like the boring protocol like icon, or like it's like the boring protocol emoji, right? There you go, Boring Protocol. I gave you guys another shout out. Yeah, Boring Protocol. These guys are super active on Twitter, right? So if you love to browse crypto Twitter like I do, you'll see them tweeting all the time, or people tweet at them, right, all the time. I love those guys. Those guys hustle like crazy, right? Oh, dude, I got to talk about the other Boring Protocol thing. Boring Protocol had like they did something with their token recently, their IDO. They did something related to their IDO. They gave away 60% of their tokens to the community before the VCs got in. So before they did their seed round, they gave 60% to the community. Oh, where's their tweet about that? Oh no, I retweeted it. Hold on. Let me check my profile. I retweeted that shit. Oh, where'd it go? It disappeared. Oh, here. This is it right here. So Moby is one of the Boring Protocol devs, right? So says simultaneously tossed a quarter of our tokens. Oh, okay. So it wasn't 60%, it was a quarter. But I mean, basically they gave a huge percentage of their tokens to the community. And there's a 60% retention, right? So basically what this means is they trusted the community to hold on to their Boring Protocol tokens, right? Because we're viewing it as a long-term investment when we put our money into Boring Protocol, right? And this is before they did their seed round, right? It says before taking a dime of seed money or public sale. So, if what Moby is saying here is true, I really appreciate that, right? And I've said it many times on my Twitter. I'm an ambassador, right? That's what I do, right? Solana pays me, and I'm an ambassador. So, I love the idea of projects that take care of their community, and I've said that many times on my Twitter. I've said it on my live broadcasts. These are the kinds of projects that I'll be, positive about, and that I'll want to show people, right? Because they're taking care of us before they take care of the VCs, right? And I'm not saying VCs are, evil agents or trying to rug pull the community, right? But if I see something like that, I have to talk about it, right? It's huge, right? So, Boring Protocol. I love everything you guys are doing, right? Everything that they're doing, I love it, right? Shake Dude retweeting me on my live broadcast. I love you, man. Okay, I got to talk about Shake Dude too. So for the okay, so the people who follow me, I like last week I was I was talking about the various hackathon projects. And as soon as the hackathon winners were announced, I went on a live broadcast and I was explaining to my viewers, like, who the winners were, right? So in this video here, you can see me talking about Zeta markets and DeFi land and all that other stuff. But as I was doing this, like I just searched Switchboard because Switchboard was one of the Oracle winners. So they were one of the hackathon winners, and they're an Oracle protocol. And I searched Switchboard Solana, and I came across Shake Dude's live broadcast. It had ended, by the time I saw this, and I took some shots at him. I will admit it, right? I did bust his balls a little, and I said that I put my hackathon video up before Shake Dude's video, right? So I was trying to show myself a little bit, right? Because as a YouTuber, what's your number one goal as a YouTuber? You want to get your video out before the other YouTubers get their videos out, right? Because when people search for it, I'm pretty sure the algorithms, they'll go to the people who get the most views, obviously, but also it has to do with who can push out their content out there faster too, right? So this was me on my live broadcast busting his balls, and now Shake Dude's retweeting me. But I did extend the olive branch to him first, right? I fully admitted, right? Maybe I was getting a little coming off a little too strong there, but yeah, we squashed that beef. I'm talking about you, Shake Dude, again. This beef is squashed, right? We're both Solana people. Although this is questionable, Bitcoin and Ethereum, I'm not sure about this. I'm a Sol cultist, right? I'm a Solana cultist. I'm all in on Solana, right? So, but if you're shilling Solana and you've got a dude, a pixel dude as your avatar, obviously I've got nothing but love for you, bro. So there you go. If you're just tuning in and you have no idea why I'm talking about Shake Dude, that's why I'm talking about Shake Dude, right? So he's an up and coming YouTuber too, right? So if you like Solana and you like his videos, maybe you should subscribe to his channel too, right? Okay, we got a couple minutes left. For the foreigners, it's Saturday evening in Korea. It's past midnight now. It's getting late, right? So probably gonna play a little bit of Overwatch. Maybe play some Overwatch and then go to sleep. Wonder what Raj has been tweeting about today. Oh, I already talked about this. What's Anatoly? Anatoly's been tweeting like crazy though. Anatoly's been tweeting like crazy today. AGI is trapped in Facebook. Seems like a violation of the Geneva Conventions. Facebook is where it's at. What's AGI? No idea what this is about. Oh, Chase Barker. If you are watching this and you're a developer, get in touch with Chase Barker. If you have no idea who this guy is on Twitter, Chase Barker, he's the guy who is in charge of all the developers that are developing all the Solana projects, right? So he's kind of like the go-to guy. He's the go-to guy. Go to him if you're a developer or you want to get involved with that part of Solana, right? So he'll help you out. He'll direct you to whoever you need to talk to, or give you resources, right? And this guy, he's such a nice guy. I've never met Chase, right? But when I see what he tweets about, I can tell that this guy, he's helping so many people, right? So many developers, and this guy's super involved in the Solana community, right? So Chase Barker, hats off to you, man. You're really helping the dev teams on Solana, right? So legend, absolute legend. Chase Barker is a legend. I saw this in the morning too. Anatoly, this was a hilarious tweet. He said there was some dude who said fossil fuels need to be banned, and then he retweeted this, and then a bunch of people started shitting on Anatoly, right? That was this morning. That's what I woke up to on crypto Twitter. Anatoly getting shat on by a bunch of dudes who love their V8 engines, right? So there's so many funny things happening on crypto Twitter. Crazy. Oh, this was crazy too. Anatoly retweeted John Carmack obviously, if you play Doom or if you play Quake, John Carmack is the guy who was in charge of those, right? Or I think he was mostly in charge of Quake, right? At id, when he was at id Software before he branched off. But yeah, I'm a huge fan of John Carmack. So I saw Anatoly retweeting John Carmack, and then I realized Anatoly is a gamer. Anatoly, this is how you're connecting with the Solana people around the world. When you retweet things like this, we get tiny little tidbits of what kind of person Anatoly is. We know Anatoly does not like fossil fuels. And we know that Anatoly is big into Quake because he's into John Carmack, right? Maybe FTX was sponsoring a Dota tournament. Boring Protocol was sponsoring a League of Legends tournament. Maybe Anatoly should sponsor a freaking Quake tournament. How badass would that be if all the Solana people, we got together and Anatoly sponsored a Quake tournament, right? That would be badass. That would be amazing. Maybe I should sponsor like a Solana Korea Overwatch tournament, right? That actually might not be a bad idea. Like Koreans, all of Solana Korea, like going into an internet cafe together and playing Overwatch and talking about Solana, right? Maybe I should do that over here, right? Okay, nothing really happening anymore. All right, so it is 12:30. I've been broadcasting for about an hour. I don't really see much in the comments. I guess it's just the Korean viewers who are left. So I'll switch back to Korean now. If you were watching and you're a foreigner, if you're an English speaker, thank you so much for tuning in today. I hope I covered some stuff. 한국분들, 네, 너무 감사합니다. 제가 그냥 지금까지 계속 영어로만 한 시간 넘게 거의 1시간 동안 영어로만 했는데 죄송합니다. 오늘은 그냥 불토여서 그냥 편하게 영어로 크립토 트위터 구경하면서 솔라나 소식 그냥 영어로 전달하고 싶었어요. 그리고 지금까지 라이브 방송은 계속 한국말로 해서 뭐 물론 한국말로 하고 동시 해석도 했는데 오늘은 그냥 영어로 하고 싶었고요. Yeah, so that's what I'll say about that. I don't know. Maybe this channel can turn into some kind of like Korean language channel, right? People who want to learn Korean and crypto, Solana crypto stuff at the same time, they'll subscribe to this channel. Who knows? Yeah. So that is it for me. It was a very enjoyable day. I'm not sure how often I'll be doing these English live broadcasts. I can tell that my audience is primarily Korean. My YouTube analytics tell me that my audience is about 70% Korean, 30% foreigner. So obviously, I'm gonna kind of keep that ratio with the live broadcasts. Like 70%. If I continue doing English live broadcasts, I'll do like 70% Korean live broadcasts and then 30% English live broadcasts, right? Because I've got to follow my market, right? 제가 그 유튜브 분석 통계 봤는데 우리 채널은 현재 한 70%가 한국 분들이고 30% 정도 외국인들이니까 제가 오늘은 그냥 실험해 보고 싶었어요. 만약에 우리 채널 외국인들이 몇 명 보는지. 그래서 여기에 댓글 많이 없어서 일단은 제가 원래 그 한국 시장 위주로 이제 라이브 방송 그냥 계속 한국말로 하는 대로 계속 할 거고 한 70%는 그 한국말로 하고 라이브 방송 한 30% 아니면 이하 그 정도 그냥 가끔 제가 그냥 힘들고 그냥 영어로 편하게 말하고 싶을 때 그때는 그냥 영어로 할게요. 라이브 방송. So 일단 그렇게 할 것 같아요. So that's what I'll do with my live broadcast. 진솔님, 제가 그때 그 질문 저한테 많이 주셔서 제가 그 많이 배웠고요. 진솔님 너무 감사하고요. Thank you for the good night. 너무 감사합니다. 불토인데 저희 방송 들어와서 너무 감사합니다. 리플레이님도 오늘 와서 감사합니다. Thank you for all the Korean viewers who were just listening to me talking in English for 1 hour. Right? I love you guys. Thank you. 네, 항상 감사합니다. 우리 Seoul'sGotSOL 커뮤니티. 제가 곧 Seoul'sGotSOL 커뮤니티 뭐 혜택 같은 거 아니면 뭐 만남이나 뭐 이벤트 같은 거 이제 계획 중인데 제가 그 공식으로 발표할 때 제가 공지하겠습니다. 라이브 방송이나 아니면 그 우리 트위터에. 그래서 제가 고민 중인데 뭐 좋은 생각 나면 제가 챙겨 줄게요. Alright. See you guys. Purto. Have a great Saturday evening, everyone. Take it easy, everyone.